They like to roll the dice. By chance they came upon Devil's Game, and gosh, they paid the price.
If you were alive during 2017 and played video games, you probably heard about Cuphead, an indie title created by Studio MDHR that pulls together a few different genres like run and gun, boss rush, and shoot 'em up, and showcases it all with beautiful 1930s style hand-drawn animation in the style of old cartoons. The first thing I thought of when Cuphead was announced was how it looked like old Mickey Mouse episodes that I watched as a kid. And man, do they absolutely nail that aesthetic. Everything from the filters on the graphics to the sounds, voices, and music, it all feels like you're playing a cartoon. The story follows Cuphead and his brother Mugman and their trip to the Devil's Casino, where Cuphead gets a little over his head and bets both his and his brother's souls in a hand of craps, and then of course proceeds to lose. They beg the devil not to take their souls, and he strikes them a deal. It would appear that the devil has a ton of people that owe him their souls, so he tells Cuphead and Mugman to collect contracts from all of them. And of course they aren't going to just give them to the two brothers, so plenty of challenging fights await them on their journey to save their own souls. The gameplay of Cuphead is pretty straightforward. You run around and shoot everything in sight and try not to die. You can run around while shooting, shoot while locked in place, use EX moves that change based on what weapon you have selected, and do super art moves if your EX meter, which is in the form of cards, is full. Cuphead can also dash out of the way of danger and do a parry move on anything pink that gets thrown at him. This includes enemies as well as enemy projectiles. Parrying is crucial for a lot of the game, and it's also needed for getting through the fights faster by building EX meter much quicker. Knowing the right times to use the EX moves is an entirely different story though, because they can leave you open to attack, so they have a risk-reward factor. I don't know how many times I messed up and used one only to get destroyed by a boss afterwards. A score is given at the end of every boss fight, and to get the highest score you have to make sure you do damn good during the battle. So nail those parries, don't get hit, and beat some boss ass as quickly as you can. The stages in the game are broken up by category of either run and gun stages or boss rush stages, and are displayed on an overworld map so they can be chosen in whatever order you want. Run and gun stages consist of a mad dash towards the goal located at the end of the stage, and there are tons of enemies and obstacles blocking you from getting there. These stages are varied and add a change of pace from the boss stages. The boss stages are either fighting a boss on foot or in a biplane. Each boss has several different phases, so the attacks and the look of the bosses are changing as the fights progress. When you die, you can see how close to the end of the fights or stages that you were, and which phase of the fight that you were in. It sucks to see that you were almost to the end of a difficult fight when you perished, but at the same time it often gave me the drive to keep trying because I was so damn close. The biplane levels remind me a lot of Gradius, Life Force, and other cool shoot 'em ups from over the years. Cuphead has two different attack types for projectiles during these stages, bullets and bombs, and I actually completely forgot about having bombs until there was a phase in the boss fight that I had to use them. That was my fault though, because bombs can actually be quite useful. There are stores located in each of the areas, and you can buy useful items with coins that can be grabbed during the run and gun stages, and some of these can make all the difference in the world. My favorite for movement is the smoke bomb because it allows you to have invincibility during dashes, and in the weapons category I would have to say the charge shot is great. It reminds me of Mega Man, where you can do so much more damage with good timing and precision. There are plenty of weapons, items, and super arts to try out, so it adds a good variety to how Cuphead plays. Don't be fooled by the cute art style though. Cuphead will not take it easy on you in terms of difficulty. The first few bosses aren't too bad, but I remember being really surprised at the first run and gun level and how many times I died on it. Cuphead really uses the old school style of learning from your mistakes. You won't be able to just walk through the stages and boss fights. They take some work and skill. It's all about perseverance. If you don't like a challenge, then you might not enjoy what this game has to offer. Taking down a boss is such a rewarding experience, and every time that I kicked a boss's ass after they'd been giving me a half hour's worth of trouble, it was an amazing feeling. You won't just be handed victory, and I love that about this game. I could tell the inspiration for the game's genre bending had to have come from stuff like the treasure games from the 90s, like Gunstar Heroes and Alien Soldier, which were great examples to follow. Cuphead does an incredible job of being fun, challenging, beautiful, and fresh. You can see all the love and painstaking detail that was poured into this project from the dev team, and I'm so glad this was created. It was well worth the effort put into it, and I hope it gains more and more popularity as time goes on. So if you like old school run and gun games with lots of colorful graphics and a plethora of bosses, then definitely check Cuphead out.